Hi guys, as you can tell I've updated my YouTube video, yay, you can see my face. I might not actually post videos of my face in because, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable with it. As you can tell, I changed a lot since you guys last saw me in high school, that's what I'm on about. If you haven't seen my face properly, this is it. Hi, my name is Life and welcome to another Creepypasta video, I guess, that is related to, ta-da, Creepypasta. And what I'm on about today is one of the main characters throughout the whole entire thing that I really want to start off as a simple, information. And we might mention a real case of this character and what happened, basically. So we're just going to talk about that. But we're also going to talk about the character, what it came about, and, what it is, really, because you guys have no idea what it is. And if you know what it is, I'm proud in some way and ashamed that you guys know who this thing is. I'm not saying it's a person, it's a thing, and it is known as a paranormal creature. So let's just dive in. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to be talking about Slenderman. So you guys don't know what Slenderman is. Slenderman is leader of the Proxies, the little people that follow him, and he tells them to kill them, children basically. So we're gonna be talking about this guy. So we're just gonna head to the information box. So Slenderman is an alleged paranormal creature prompted to have been in the existence for centuries. So I agree with this because I've researched quite a few times and watched other people do many versions of this video already. And I just want to be like, I'm just gonna copy what other people are doing because I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. However, it's covered in large geographic areas, so it's basically, people have seen him everywhere, basically, even in my country. And believers in the Slenderman tie his appearance in with many legends around the world, including Fordorf, or the Dark Man in Scotland, the Dutch Tekkerman, Branchman, and the German legend of Die Pfosten. I said that wrong. Also known as the Tall Man. So, appearance. In my opinion, in some sense, Slenderman isn't technically human and is not real, in my opinion. I think it is a paranormal creature that is very abnormal. And when you see paranormal stuff, you don't really see it in day-to-day life. Unless you live in a really, really haunted house, I feel for you. But it's really hard to spot this type of creature anyway because it's just so supernatural and paranormal. Usually you don't really see that in your day-to-day life because it would have been all over it would have been, known as, but it hasn't really, so nobody really knows if it's real or not, and people claim to it to be real. But anyway, we're just going to be talking about the appearance. Slenderman is being male parent who looks like a man with extremely long arms and legs. So he's seen as a really lanky bastard, basically. He is also appears to have 4 to 8 long black tentacles that produce from his back. I'm so sorry about my reading. Protrude from his back, though different photographs enthusiasts disagree on the first fact. Therefore, it's in theory as he can contract these tentacles at will, so he can basically fucking move them around like lankers. He is described as wearing a black suit strikingly similar to the visions of the notorious Men in Black. So, bit of a movie scandal there, guys. And as the name suggests, he is very thin and able to stretch his limbs and torso to inhuman lengths to order, induce, and fear and ensure his prey. Once his arms are outstretched, his victims are put into some hypnotized state where they're usually helpless to stop themselves from walking into them. So basically, he's like the creature, the prey grabbing onto its food. And I'm gonna say most of the stuff, in a way, is kind of true, but people, like I said, have seen it in a different aspect where he does not have tentacles, and people have claimed that he does. It's like half and half, basically. And they should have just told specifically what type of victims he goes for. He didn't just go for a 40-year-old man and just yanks him in his long arms and go, hey, let me kill you. No, he goes for the younger children, aged around 10 to 5 at least, or even 4 years old. And most of the cases, some of them are never found. This is what I mean. They're never found, basically, in some lengths, what I've researched, apparently. So they should have been more specific with that term of his victims. His young victims age 5 to 10, or at least maybe even 15 if he was interested in teenagers, which he probably isn't, because we're not that stupid and naive. So he is also able to create intendrits from his fingers and back that he used to walk on in similar fashion to Dr. Octopus. Nice! The supernatural stretching ability could also be used as a similarity between himself and Mr. Fantastic. No idea what Mr. Fantastic is, so comment below what it is, or what is it. Whether he absorbs or kills or merely takes his victims to an undisclosed location or dimension is also unknown. There are never any bodies or evidence left behind in his wake to deduce a definition conclusion. So basically, people are unknown about the fact that these disappearances could be related to this creature that may be real and might not be real. In my opinion, it's kind of both. I'm not really sure. His face is pale and slightly ghostly and also appears in have been wrapped in type of gauze or cloth. His facial features are also an object of debate, and many people believe that his face looks different to each person if it is seen at all. So basically, people who come across this character is either what they describe on the internet, pictures, or they see him in a different type of form. So basically, he's also a shapeshifter, in my opinion, in the way that they just described it as. So he could become as a small guy, can become off as a human almost, but in some sense, we'll never know. And he's also portrayed as wear a hat, which I don't think is kind of... Imagine that. He's just Slenderman wearing like a fedora in the background of the woods, like, hey, what's up? I'm gonna kidnap you. Sorry for joking around, I need to be serious. Basically, he wears a bowler hat, a fedora, and sometimes a toe hat. He may also be wearing a long flowing necktie, or scarf, which is either red or grey. He often keeps his long pale arms politely behind his back or holding loosely at his sides. His suit is black, sometimes portrays pinstripe in the artwork, common in misconception thanks to the very similar Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. My favourite goddamn movie, guys. Well, my second favourite out of Disney, actually. And his behaviour. I don't really want to talk about this because basically we might not want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about this guy's behaviour. So much of this fascination with Slenderman due in the overall aura of the mystery that he's wrapped in, despite the fact that it is rumoured he kills children almost exclusively. I said I was right, guys. See, I know what I'm on about. I know what I'm chatting about. It is difficult to say whether or not his only object is slaughter. So either he could be a murderer, or he just like steal kids and keeps them for himself like a caregiver. Imagine that. That'd be adorable. Anyway, oftentimes it is either reported or recorded that it can be found in section of the woods. Which woods? Where? Location? Tell me, which woods? You're not being specific here. And these generally tend to be suburban areas. Okay, so I have an idea where. He also been reported seen with large groups of children, as many photographs portray. It is commonly thought that he resides in the woods and forests and preys on children. He seems unconcerned with being exposed in the daylight or captured in photos. So he's kind of like a chilled killer in some sense, or not killer. Could be a guardian in some sense. It is often thought as well that he enjoys stalking people who become overly paranoid about his existence, propose to him and then giving glimpses of himself in order to further frighten them. For this reason, it seems like a Slenderman very enjoys psychologically torturing his victims. So he isn't also a killer. He's also a silent killer, but he also fucks around, basically. You know, like a stalker would. It's psychologically damaging someone's, safety and drives them insane, basically. So this guy, or thing, basically drives people insane, in his own way. Even though Slenderman was fabricated in some awful forums, some people have already claimed sightings, so people generally believe they saw him. He's almost seen at night, peering into open windows, walks in front of motorists or secluded roads. I haven't heard much about that. Maybe it's in America, in suburban areas. I don't live in a suburban area. I live right near a town, a city, and it's not country. Trust me. I'm not country bunking anymore. His main intentions appear to be kidnapping children. When he's seen near them in photographs, they usually disappear shortly afterwards, like I'm going to be talking about in one of the pictures that I'm going to be describing to you. The Slenderman has also inspired many stories such as those in Marble Hornets, an interesting take on Slenderman by a past member who's relying on the Marble Hornet series for evidence facts. So basically they've just made like a series of these creepypastas, which, is fun. We're going to go on about the historical references. This might be crucial in this video, that you guys are like, okay, this is a load of bullshit. I don't believe it. You should be. I don't blame you if you don't believe me and you think I'm crazy, and I'm not sure to believe in myself, really. Brazilian caving paintings. So, the earliest argued reference to legend is within the cave paintings around the Ser de Cavre National Park in the northwest of Brazil. So this is Brazil we're on about, which are believed to date form as far back as 900 BC. These paintings shown as strangely obliterative character leading a child by the hand, but makes no reference to extra appendages. So, the tall creature is with a child, but does not have any skeleton or tentacles. So this is, like they said before, debatable whether he has tentacles or he doesn't have tentacles. We'll never know unless you see him. Text me. So we're gonna go to my country bumpkin. English mythology. I live in England, obviously, as you can tell by my British accent. Everybody adores it. I don't get it why, but we're just gonna go. English mythology. There is also an English myth referring to the tree man, whom is said to be a slim body with appendages that looks like tree branches. So, in a way, might be true that he might have tentacles. Who fucking knows? He is also known to be seen in the woods, was used as a story that parents told their children to thwart that bad behaviour. And there has been quite a few disappearances of children that have been said to link into the tree man. There you go. There's some evidence to the fact that that might be true. We'll never know, because in our country we seem to be losing children 24/7. And I'm joking about that, kind of. So that's the history based in some way, because I couldn't be asked to read the other parts. I'm lazy, but I'll get used to it. I'm only a beginner here, so this is like my second proper video. And I'm just going to talk about these two. Well, I'm going to talk about one picture here right now. So, do you notice anything different about this picture? This kid's playing in the park. This guy's going to climb up and dunk himself down a slide. And as you can tell, kids are running around going, woo, look at me! It's a nice sunny day, I'm guessing. Or it's a cloudy day. I don't know. But in the far back, there's a long pair of trees. Kids surrounding this tall person. Yes, I'm on about this person in the back. Tall, dark creature surrounding these children in the park. And as people claim, apparently this picture was taken in 1983, so quite a while back, I know. And apparently this photographer shortly died afterwards, maybe a couple of days. I don't know necessarily much about it, but people claim that this photographer died after he took this photo, or he or she. We don't want to assume it's gender. We don't want to assume a photographer's gender. They could throw a camera at me and slaughter me. Anyway, and as you can tell, these children are having a good time, and these are the last time they've ever been seen alive. Oh shit. Sorry. As you can tell, these kids having a good time, and like I said, they disappeared shortly afterwards and were never found, apparently. So, yeah, that's sad, looking at this picture. These kids having a good time, and then all of a sudden they just disappear. They're never found again, apparently. So that's disturbing. But I also want to talk about, in my last part of this video, I'm going to talk about a real-life case that, in my opinion, shouldn't have happened, shouldn't have occurred, and shouldn't need to be, ever a thing, really, anymore. And if you take a fandom seriously, don't go far as to harming others or yourself to get attention, or don't do anything that you think is, in my opinion, these two people tried to kill their best friend. In a way, they were not mentally, able to see what they were doing or what caused them to happen. And today, guys, in my last part video, we'll be talking about the stabbing of the teenagers in 2014. So this is a true case. As you can tell, this is the official site of BBC. I cannot lie to you. This is a true thing. And I knew about it when it happened. So, US teenager has been convicted to kill a friend to please the fictional character known as Slenderman, and that's sentenced to be reduced. So basically, one of the girls who is in charge and was involved in this stabbing case has been sentenced in jail in a children's section of prison, which I think that's what it's called. I have no idea. And this happened in May in Wisconsin, 2014. Her Classmate Annal Sweer, she lured Peyton Linton into a woods and stabbed her 19 times. And however, Patron managed to crawl free to the path and survived, and all 3 girls were 12 at the time. So basically during this time they were 12 and they had no right or wrong. Because you're at that age where you're kind of growing up, but you're also still a child in a way. So you're kind of in an awkward state where you don't know really what you're doing. You know, what's right and wrong in some sense. You're still a child either way, no excuses. But they should have some, you know, in my opinion, some sense of what's right and what's wrong. But no, they didn't. So this was what happened. Greer Sutra was charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the adult court, so was severely usually heard, so that's quite rare. Her lawyers claimed that because of the geezer believed Slenderman would hurt her family, I said her name wrong, would hurt her family if she didn't kill Peyton. She should have instead stood a trial for 3rd-degree youth in youth court. So what basically happened was shit went wrong, and she's been put into some psychiatric ward for treatment, and she needs, being treated to some type of mental health issue that has caused her to do this bad behaviour. And the girl is still thankfully alive, I think, and still alive, I guess, in a way. I think she is. I'm not really sure, but she survived apparently 19 stabs. Bless her, and I'm so sorry to the parents that have had this happen to their child. And this goes to show, don't take things seriously on the internet, especially fandoms. Just, keep yourself safe and just don't get involved, and just take it with a pinch of salt. Like I said, be careful what you see on the internet and don't believe it in a way. So this was my video, and I hope you enjoyed this video of Slenderman, and yes, I'll do another video as soon as I can, and thank you for watching. Bye!